Hello and welcome to this video on Astro Pixel Processor, a software tool I just started using recently. I really like the workflow and all the work that's been put into the pre and post processing tools. And in today's video, actually we're going to be working in their tools section, where I'll be taking my hydrogen alpha, oxygen 3, and sulfur 2 narrowband images and combining them in their combined RGB. And then I'll be taking that image and moving into selective color, where I can change it and select the colors I want to come up with a image that I want to further refine. So let's go ahead and get started. I already have selected the folder that I'll be working with. So let's go ahead and do our combined RGB. So I'm going to go ahead and select sulfur 2 first. And you see it automatically maps to sulfur 2. We can do the drop down here, and you can see you can apply it to anything else you wanted to, but it makes sense to map it right where it wants to go. Do another add, and we'll do our hydrogen alpha. It maps correctly to hydrogen alpha. And last but not least, we'll select oxygen 2. And as you can see, it goes to oxygen 3 just like it's supposed to. So now on our left hand side we have a panel with exactly how we brought them in: sulfur 2, hydrogen alpha, and oxygen 3. This relates precisely to the Hubble palette, which is how I want to process this, which is SHO, or sulfur, hydrogen, oxygen. You'll see we have sliders here, and where we apply however much of a particular color we want to be applied. And because we have all the different colors laid out here, we can do percentages. In this case, we're going to be doing a straight Hubble palette, so I'm going to move 100% to red, 100% to green, and 100% to blue. I'm going to go ahead and hit calculate, and there we go. We have our image, and got a lot of strange stuff going on with some magenta out here, but basically that's how I'd expect it to look coming in from a Hubble palette with mostly a green, because we mostly have hydrogen alpha data out there. Let's go ahead and save that, and we're going to call this just the, we'll come up with something here. Oops, there we go. I'm just going to call it APPSH2-112. Okay, so we've created our combined RGB, or narrowband in this case. We're going to hit cancel, and we're going to come down to selective color, and here we go right here. Here's our APPSH2-112. We'll open that up. And let's see, I'm going to actually turn this DPP off over here. It makes it a little bit easier for the eye to watch. Move this over a little bit. Bring a little bit more. There we go. That's about how I want to work with it. So, as you can see, we got a lot of green going on, a lot of magenta stuff in the background. Magenta I'm not going to work with right now, but let's go ahead and map what we have in the main nebula here. So, to do this, I'm going to first go to green, because that's the predominant color there, what I want to work with. And with green, I want to take the I'm going to take the cyan all the way down to 0, and I'm going to take the magenta down to about a minus 25%. And I always have trouble getting right where I want it. Oops, there we go. So we'll go ahead and do a calculate for this iteration. And as I wanted to change that green to more of a yellow golden type color, but that's not exactly where I want it to be for that, so we're going to go ahead and select yellow. Again, we're going to take cyan and move it all the way down to 0, but this time I'm going to take the magenta and move it up 25%. And you can experiment with yours however you want to, but this kind of worked in what I think want to achieve in this image. So now we have more of a golden color, and all that green stuff out here has been changed to more of a well, orangish golden color, but I can fix that a little bit later on. But basically the right idea there. So now I want to go and take care of this cyan stuff here and change it more blue. So let's go ahead and select cyan. And with this selected, we're going to go ahead and take the yellow all the way down to 0 and calculate. That'll be kind of a two-step process here. And there we go. Now we got more of a bluish color, but it's kind of a bluish purplish type color. I really don't like that. So with cyan selected still, I'm going to leave my yellow at 0, but I'm going to take my magenta and move it down about 25% as well here. If I can get my slider, there we go. And we'll go ahead and calculate it. It should be a real mild change, but you'll see that it turns a little bit paler blue, more of a bluish color that I want. And that I'll save off again. And I'm just going to put a 1 behind that to signify a separate photo. Hit OK. And there we go. We've taken our narrowband filtered images of our oxygen 3, hydrogen alpha, and sulfur 2, combined them together, and then using selective color, made them into a palette and a hue that we want to work with and refine later. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Thanks.